Hello, everyone. This is Rick Latona, and this is the open house presentation of Ready Makers. I am with Amir, the seller. Amir, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Eric. It's a really great pleasure to be with you guys, and I say hello to everyone who is watching this program right now.
All right, thanks. Before we get started, I just want to give everybody a chance who's having audio problems to read this and to let everyone else know that if you have questions, please use the GoToMeeting software to ask the questions. Just type them right in, and if there's a section on the presentation about it, I will wait till that time to ask it, or I'll ask it right away, or I'll ask it at the end. But I promise I will get the question asked. So the deal we are looking at today is a hosting company that is priced at just over 2.5 multiple. We'll get more into the numbers later. But the best way for us to start this would be if you could help us out, Amir, and just tell us about the history of the business, when you started it, why you started it, what it's all about.
Well, basically, the business was officially formed on June 2012, but it's been always my field of interest. I've been doing network since the last 5 years, and I thought maybe I could run up this website and effectively um, generate some revenue, which I've been doing, and I've been marked as one of the successful businesses in the UK as well because the website came to profit quite quickly and out of my expectations. So that's pretty much about it, really.
So it's a hosting company. So you're calling it a website. Do you have multiple websites at your hosting company?
Yes, there are also some other extensions registered, such as readymakers.co.uk, .info, .net, and there are websites that we included in the sales as well, just for the sake of making it easier for the users. Because some users prefer to work with .co.uk, so that one is registered as well. So they all redirect to the same place.
So whenever we deal with hosting companies, what people want to know is 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 it virtual? Do you have rack space somewhere and you're putting servers up there and you're selling virtual hosting, or do you have your own data center? Kind of describe your infrastructure for us.
Sure. To start with, we work in different locations from Las Vegas in the United States to Amsterdam to Paris to Munich, Germany, and a couple of other locations such as Romania. What we do, we buy the server hardware and we send them to the rack spaces, as you mentioned, and we pay a monthly fee called for colocation so that they can maintain the power and the internet required. And then we split off the resources and sell it out to the customers. And they renew every month if they're happy, or some even pay for 1 year ahead. So that's how the business works.
Okay, so you own the hardware and you have it co-located at others' data centers.
That's right.
All right, and is the hardware is included with the business?
It is indeed included in the sale.
Is it leased or is it paid for in full?
It is all paid in full. I mean, there is no debt or there is no lease, there is no outstanding payments attached to those hardware. They're all owned 100% by the company and they are included in this sale.
Fantastic. And how many customers do you have?
Well, around there are like nearly 800 registered clients, but if you want to talk about the active clients, that would be a figure between 100 to 150. But there are, of course, new registrations, new signups almost every week. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go through. You sent a couple slides to us. Tell us what we're looking at here.
Well, this is basically one of the payment gateways that we process with. This is called two checkouts and screenshot, which handles PayPal and credit card payments. It shows us how much has been the total payments in cash received so far, how much sales, and some of the information, although they're not very good and friendly with the fees. but it just gives the buyer some rough idea how much is generated through that payment gateway. Also, on the bottom of this page, we've got the invoice summary, which shows like we operate in different currencies and what currencies are area of interest to the users. Of course, the main currency is euros, but obviously there are users who elected to pay in other currencies as well. And it also shows like about the status of overdue and unpaid invoices. It shows that quite a lot of customers are really happy to renew, in contrast with the few amount of overdue and unpaid invoices. The paid invoices are quite high.
So the way you just worded that, you said a lot of the customers are happy to renew. Are you implying that the ones that are overdue aren't going to renew, or that they're just late renewing?
Well, that's a really good question because there are few types of customers. The overdue clients normally consist of people who really do not want to continue. Perhaps they don't need that service anymore, or they chose another provider, or as you said, they are going to renew in few days' time. They just have problems or other excuses for not making the payment on time, so
So
they
it's
don't
it's
do that.
it's it's a mix. It's the mixture of all of them.
Yeah, it is a mixture, yes.
So, um, are you doing automatic rebills, or do they have to actually log in and pay their invoice?
Uh, there are also two types of billing. One is like one-off payment, which they have to manually log in, as you said, to the client area and pay the corresponding invoice. But there is also another option, which is recently introduced called recurring billing, which means once they enter their billing information, like credit card or PayPal, it's going to be billed every month or every 3 months based on their billing option automatically, and they don't have to worry about the hassle of renewal. And of course, this is not all about it. We also have some clients who pay directly through bank accounts, so they're not included in here. But yeah, we do have those sort of clients as well who do pay by direct debit every month.
Okay, and have you ever had any problems with chargebacks on the automatic renewal customers?
Well, to be honest, yes, there has been always problems with chargebacks and fraud. When you do an online business and e-commerce, there's a risk for that. But
Sure.
I can say it happens once in a month or once in every other month. That sort of figure, because it's not really comparable
Is it less than
compared
is
to
it
the
is it
amount of
less than
legit payments.
is it less than 1% of your transactions?
Yeah, it is really outcast. It's not considerable that
Okay,
much.
well then that's fine.
And we also
If
use lots of
anything less than 1% is good. So you're okay there then. The do you have an affiliate program?
we do have a referral program, but we haven't worked on that quite recently. But we had that. It was quite active, especially with Eastern Europe, where they even made money on that, where people were given a link and they introduced that on forums to their friends and to others. And if anyone signed up through that, they would be getting paid
So it's your
some
it's your
percent.
own it's your own custom affiliate link. You don't have it in other like third party affiliate programs.
Not really. It's mostly talking is most of my own customers.
Okay.
It's not anyone else.
So let's move along. What are we looking at here?
Uh, this gives us a snapshot of the sale so that the potential buyers can get a rough idea how often and how frequent the sales are made and how much the amounts are. And you can see some of them are recurring, which means they will automatically build every month, whereas some are not. And we can see there are good amounts paid in there. And compared to the cost of running the website, we can find out that this business is really making profit.
Are these sales? Is this showing us both rebills and new customers, or just new customers?
It shows all of the transactions made in that period using to checkout payment gateway.
Okay. So I see a wide variety of numbers here, as low as $11 and change, and as high as 260 and change. Um, as do you is are those all different size of hosting accounts, or do some people pay for like more than 1 month at a time? Like what does someone get for $264.40?
Because some people offer ask for services with more features. For instance, some want a server with Windows license and a lot of IP addresses, and of course with more storage and memory design. So that would be definitely much more expensive than someone who wants the cheapest plan. And there are also some people who just want a simple shared hosting, or some of those transactions relate to upgrade or a small amount, like someone just wants to have one IP address extra added to the account. So that tells about it. But the one you mentioned around $264 is for a server which has roughly 32 gigabyte of memory, around 2 terabyte disk, and all that. So it brings up that price, and it's still a competitive price out the market. And if you go to the other website, they might come up with the prices, higher than that.
So this is I, I guess this is as good of a time to ask this question as any, because we're talking about a wide variety of services being offered. How do you do the support? Do you have one or more than one support people? Is it a full time person? What are they being paid? How challenging is it?
The support is really not a big issue as the time required to handle the sales request. The support is mostly done by 3 4 guys working in the company, uh, working on site, and we also work with the third party company who are responsible for outsourcing the support. But we don't really get that many support requests because most of the clients are happy with the service unless they have a technical issue or very simple questions that they didn't bother themselves to do some research online, like how can I change my password and stuff like that, which of course we are happy to help them with. But the thing which means that they are solely responsible for all on server. So we assume that someone who comes and gets these services knows what they are doing. Uh, and the other areas, such as shared hosting, someone needs a simple website to be hosted. That doesn't really need a lot of support because everything is pretty straightforward, and they're given user and password, and everything else is self-speaking and self-explanatory. So
Okay,
that's about it.
all right. Thanks for the explanation. How about this that we're looking at now? What is this? Hello.
This also gives some idea about the recent recurring billings that are perfect automatically every month. So we can look at it as a sort of like a guaranteed payment. This is something that is done every month, so the buyers can have a rough idea that the amounts can differ from 200 up to 13 to 2. So we do have quite a few recurring subscriptions as well.
Okay. So here's a screenshot of analytics. It looks like it's for the month of February. Uh, tell us tell us what you do to get traffic.
Don't have any source of marketing at all. The only traffic we get is by word of mouth. The people who are happy with the service, they go and post in the forums. They say like, I've used the ready makers, I've been pleased with the services. They are fast, efficient, and the prices are friendly and competitive. So the main source of the traffic comes from the web host industry forums that people just surf on the internet and look at the websites and come in there. But one thing I like to highlight about this picture is that we do get a lot of new visitors every month. As you can see, 79.19% new visits, which means for the next buyer, it will be a great opportunity to boost their sales. As I said, they just need to put more time to handle the sales issue because we do get a lot of sales inquiries online.
Okay. So looks like you had a really good October, and even the September and November on either side of it were pretty good. What happened during that time period?
Well, that time is normally like the summertime, and we did some marketing campaigns, and we spent a lot of time on handling sales requests, and we did all our efforts really because we were a team of 10 at that time. Um, so it really boosted our sales, and it proves us that this is something that can sell if you put more time on it.
Got it. All right. And then here's your expenses. Tell us what make up the expenses.
The expenses consist of the colocation fees, and is a monthly fee we pay for storing our servers in the rack in the data centers, and they will supply us power, electricity, and internet transit. And there are also some other expenses, such as the licenses for our clients, such as cPanel licenses, WHMCS, and all third-party softwares that are required to be licensed as well. So we have also worked in line with cutting down the expenses and getting rid of the things we don't really need. And it explains why expenses have come down. But unfortunately, I just can see a peak in the expenses because there was a problem with a client who spammed quite frequently and caused us to be fined. But we learned how to handle that, and from then we didn't have any problems at all. It was just one case. And also we closed down one location. We used to have few servers in the UK, but because there was more demand on France, we plan to move them to France. That's why it says why the expenses came down because obviously France is cheaper than the UK.
Sure. So tell us if you would, what a day in the life is like operating this business. How many hours a day do you spend? How many? I guess a better way to say that is how many total man hours are spent between you and other people on your team.
Well, in order to just make the business run and generate the current income, to be honest, I would say an hour per day would be enough. But someone could put more than 10 hours, more than 20 hours, and divide it by the team. And definitely there will be more sales because there are always people coming up to the website, to the live chat, asking for plans, asking for servers. And it seems like there's an increase in those people as well. But the more time they put to handle those inquiries, the more sales are guaranteed.
Okay. And whoa, what happened? Sorry, I don't know what I just did. Well, I guess you probably see a black screen, don't you? Because that's what I'm seeing.
Yes.
It's the only other question I was going to ask was why you're selling it. So maybe just answer that question, and I'll figure out what happened later.
Well, I really didn't want to sell this website, but at the moment I have some family problems that I need immediate cash. I also have some other problems to tackle it and handle. So I just open to any offer, uh, and I'm open to discuss and negotiate the offers because I just need immediate cash for that website. And I'm sure the next buyer would be really successful at running this website. And all I ask in the return from them is to make sure that they keep their clients happy and keep them in the safe hands.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Amir. You really did a great job. For anybody we had, I was asking a lot of the questions that were coming in during the actual presentation. If anybody has any remaining questions, please email them to the listing broker, Adam Beebe. His email address is adam@latonas.com. Or my door is always open. You can send them to me, rick@latonas.com, and I'd be happy to get them answered. I apologize for this little technical snafu at the end here. But thanks everyone for joining, especially you, Amir. Thank you for your help.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you everyone else for watching this.
All right, take care.
Goodbye.